Hello and thank you so much for joining us for another informative journey on Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Coming up are highlights of Jamaica's premier trade expo that's connecting businesses beyond borders. Plus, we'll engage you on health matters for your well-being. Please stay with us for these and so much more on the other side of this important message.
Keep that smile on their faces and preserve their innocence. Cherish the moments you have with them and create the best memories. Let's inspire our children to dream big and work hard to achieve all they aspire to be. Take the time to listen to our children and really hear their side of the story. Our children deserve love and the right to access their basic needs. Do your part and protect our children.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JS News for Monday, May 12, 2025. Government will be reviewing the policies surrounding the sex offender registry. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says this is to determine how it can be strengthened and whether greater public access can help to keep communities safer.
Yes, there are constitutional issues that we have to balance, but where we are in the society, I have said it before and I will say it again, that our laws need to favor the protection of life and the protection of the victim rather than trying to protect the criminals.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Sunday as he visited the family of 9-year-old Kelsey Farragon, who was sexually abused and killed on the weekend. All options regarding Jamaica's final appellate court remains on the table and will be considered during the ongoing constitutional reform process. That assurance comes from the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Fort. She made the remarks during last week's sitting of the Joint Select Committee considering the Constitution Amendment Republic Act.
The policy is to not just look at the final court as we reform the Constitution, but to look at the administration of justice.
The minister says there are 3 proposed options to be considered: retention of appeals to the Privy Council, accessing the final appellate jurisdiction of the Caribbean Court of Justice, and establishing a Jamaican final court.
We will have to look at these options. The arguments in favor of some may be stronger than others, but process is just as important as outcome. And when we are making these kinds of fundamental changes, it is also important that people take ownership of the institutions. They take ownership of the work and the outcome.
More than 1,300 acres of previously unused prime agricultural land in St. Mary have been identified for cultivation as part of the government's push to enhance national food security. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green discussed the plan during the official opening of the Plattfield to Brainerd Farm Road in the parish recently. He says the lands located in communities such as Eden Park, Nonsuch, Unity and Fort George will be used primarily for fruit tree cultivation.
We want to see more of our orchard crops. We're focused on ackee, we're focused on mango, we're focused on breadfruit. We want to see more of those being planted. We're going to use it to drive our tubers. We want to see more sweet potato because there's a significant demand. And we also want to see more persons in St. Mary get involved in aquaculture, freshwater fish farming.
The minister also revealed additional plans for the parish, including the introduction of irrigation infrastructure for the new pen area.
And I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be moving in this financial year for the first time to put irrigation support into New Pen in St. Mary so that those farmers will be able to do what they love and to give us some of our wonderful Irish potato.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has cleared several West Kingston communities of truckloads of household garbage and bulky waste. The massive cleanup exercise took place last week, removing over 40 truckloads of bulky waste, 12 truckloads of residential waste, and 25 derelict vehicles. It was done as part of the NSWMA's Pass the Broom campaign, which aims to promote environmental responsibility and community pride by engaging residents in cleaning their surroundings.
We are trying to impact attitude. We are trying to change behavior. Because unless all of us come together, it's going to be awfully difficult for the 4,000 men and women at the agency to clean Jamaica. It has to be a partnership.
Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie made an appeal for the residents to support the NSWMA's work by containerizing their garbage.
Let us go back to our normal way. Going to ask my constituents and Jamaica, containerize your garbage. Containerize your garbage. As a member of parliament, I am willing to provide the bags for you to contain your garbage. Because once you do that, it makes the work of your fellow Jamaicans much easier.
And finally, the community of Nannyville in Kingston now has a new futsal court, courtesy of the Tourism Product Development Company TPDCO and other stakeholders. The facility features a professionally installed turf field and upgraded infrastructure designed to uplift the youth, foster community pride, and enhance the social and aesthetic landscape of Nannyville. It was done under TPDCO's Spruce Up on the Corner program.
In every single constituency across Jamaica, the footprints of Spruce Up on the Corner is there, creating a point of excellence in some instances, creating economic opportunities in some instances, just creating space, livable, walkable space in other instances, and in some instances providing aesthetics by way of parks and gardens and other kinds of physical enhancement.
Executive Director of the TPDCO, Wade Mars, says the objective is to support sports development in Jamaica, and TPDCO's involvement reflects government's commitment to ensuring that tourism benefits all Jamaicans.
Tourism is for everyone, right? And we believe that if we're going to encourage visitors from across the world to come to various facilities across the island, we should also be willing to put in world-class facilities for the people of the island, right? And when you look on this particular facility, right, the quality of the turf itself is world-class.
And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Here's how we sign the alphabet.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sign with me?
Jamaica's entrepreneurs continue to expand their reach across international borders with world-class products and services. And it was all on show at the 49th staging of Expo Jamaica, put on by the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association. Here's a recap of this year's staging of Jamaica's premier trade show and the business-to-business connections that transpired.
This is not just a trade show. It's a testament to Jamaica's potential and a beacon for global partnerships. Our theme global partnerships, local impact, advancing Jamaica's reach, encapsulates our mission to foster meaningful connections that drive export-led growth.
Expo Jamaica, the largest exhibition and trade show in the English-speaking Caribbean, showcases the diversity, quality, and innovation of Jamaican goods and services across a wide array of industries, from agriculture to manufacturing, tourism, technology, logistics, and even the creative industries.
The more exposure that our suppliers here get is the greater our export is supposed to. So, as quite fittingly, when we started putting together the show, we always partnered with Jampro, and Jampro led on our buyers recruitment program. And we've watched it grow and grow and grow.
The biennial event typically attracts a general audience of 16 to 20,000 Jamaican patrons and connects exporters with buyers, distributors, and investors from across the globe. This year, they came out from April 4 to 6 at the National Indoor Sports Center and the National Arena.
I'm very happy to announce that we've had over 850 buyers come to the show this year from all over the world. More than half of the buyers are coming registered from overseas, from as far as Oman, from Sweden, from all over the UK, from the English-speaking Caribbean, Latin America, North America, South America.
We had buyers from about 25 countries. These markets represent strategic trade opportunities for Jamaica, especially within CARICOM, the diaspora markets, and global supply chains seeking nearshoring solutions.
We're positioning ourselves as an investment destination for financial services, logistics, skilled labor, high-value services, and premium products. They came because they heard and know that Jamaica has what Jamaica has to offer.
This year's staging attracted 214 additional buyers who had never come to Expo Jamaica before, and of that number, 92 were international.
So it has been a wonderful tour. The first 2 days were buyer days, where the real B2B, business-to-business meetings happened, and it was really, really very good for us. I know we recorded in excess of 400 meetings. Some of the outcomes of the initial conversations were to probably send samples, to share price lists, to talk about contracts even. So Jampro now, with our various sector teams, will be now following up on those conversations to make sure that yes, we had the initial conversations, but also that the business really takes place.
50 public and private sector partners were on board with over 240 booths. Among them were local technology firms spreading their wings and selling their services to both Jamaican and international buyers.
You need tech services in banking, you need tech services in manufacturing, you need tech services all over, production.
For many of the buyers coming to Jamaica, the first thing they're interested in is food. And here, there were lots of new innovations where food is concerned.
I see a lot of interaction, and we do have a 2030 vision, which speaks to 50% of the products that we produce locally to be exported. So, we're looking for growth from export, and we are making those connections.
There's a very good customer from Canada that is excited to take our product. We are not that big in the Caribbean market, but with this customer, hopefully we will branch out into that market. Existing customers from the UK also want our new products, and we are very excited.
Interest is also growing in locally made beauty and body care products.
That industry is, I believe the last time I checked, over $300 billion US in industry. So I'm happy to see that Jamaicans are really, really participating and stepping up where that is concerned.
The quality of the exhibits have improved significantly. We're just excited and happy and proud of what we've been able to accomplish so far.
Did you know that consuming fats can be either good or bad for your health? Oh yes, but it's based on the type of fat and how much you consume. The information in this feature will help to guide you.
The human brain is 60% fat. Fats provide a storehouse of energy for the body and promote normal cell growth and healthy skin. Fat also acts like a cushion and heat regulator to protect the heart, liver, and other vital organs. And as most people would know, fat adds flavor to our food and helps us feel full longer. It is clear that having fat in our diet is beneficial in many ways, but too much or the wrong kind can be equally harmful. Fat is a source of essential fatty acids which help the body absorb vitamins A, D, and E. There are 3 types. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids are both considered good fats. The third, saturated fatty acid, is what we are often encouraged to avoid or lower our intake. So too, trans fat, which is created by a process called hydrogenation that makes the fat harder at room temperature to increase the shelf life.
What is in our foods impact on the quality of our lives?
The World Health Organization recommends that trans fat intake be limited to less than 1% of total energy intake, which translates to less than 2.2 grams per day with a 2,000 calorie diet.
Studies have shown that saturated fat increases the amount of bad cholesterol or LDL in the blood and has no effect on the good cholesterol, HDL. Trans fatty acids increase the amount of bad cholesterol in the blood and also reduce the amount of good cholesterol. Diets high in these bad fats are linked to obesity, heart disease, and other cardiovascular-related problems. Trans fat also causes malformation of cell membranes and other cell structures in the body, leading to weak cell walls and abnormal cell function. They are not recognized by enzymes and can cause neural degeneration and diminished brain function. So why then is trans fat used? Well, taste and economics. Trans fat makes food stay fresh on the shelf longer and improves food texture and flavor stability. Based on a 2021 assessment of the fatty acids in commonly consumed foods in Jamaica, our intake is very high.
If you look at confectionery, you see how high the percentages there, and it comes down in several of the other food products. Okay, this is just the percentage that have trans fat. Notice that the canned foods had none at all, or the beverages that we looked at had no trans fat. Okay? But this is just saying whether there was trans fat in the product. What we are even more interested in is which products had high levels of trans fat. In terms of the highest concentrations, more than 2% of fat as trans fat, we see the dairy products, and it goes down like that. And then when we now look at those that had the same products that had high saturated fat along with the trans fat, we see the figures here.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is looking to change this and encourage better food production and consumption practices.
Healthier alternatives can be used that do not affect the taste or the cost of food.
Knowing what is in our food is part of the way forward. It is a lifestyle change to come through education, product reformulation, regulation, food labeling, and monitoring.
The elimination of industrially produced trans fats is part of a comprehensive policy package to prevent diet-related NCDs, which comprises mandatory food labeling, ingredients lists, nutrition panels declaring trans fats, interpretive front-of-package labeling based on nutrient profiles, restrictions on food marketing aimed at children and adolescents, mandatory standards for healthy food served in schools, and limits on sugar content.
It's not just about our resolve to do the right thing to consume what is in our best interest. That in and of itself is a challenge, because we have to now nudge, encourage, motivate, and in some instances legislate, I believe, certain types of actions to encourage better quality of life from a nutrition consumption standpoint. I think it is essential to advocating in the first instance for voluntary compliance as an immediate response.
As consumers, we have the choice of using naturally occurring unhydrogenated vegetable oils such as canola, safflower, sunflower, or olive oil. We can also limit red meat and choose lean cuts. It is also recommended that we steam, boil, or bake foods instead of cooking them in fats or oils. Another approach is to choose low-fat dairy products, poultry, and fish, and purchase processed foods made with unhydrogenated oils rather than partially or hydrogenated vegetable oils or saturated fats. Use soft margarines as a substitute for butter and choose soft margarine over the harder stick forms. Limit consumption of commercially fried foods and baked goods made with shortening or partially hydrogenated vegetable oils. Not only are these high in fat, but it is also likely to be trans fat. And cut back on foods high in dietary cholesterol. Let's eat healthy and live well.
Rotate time and time for slow down. Cut the speed, let it up and ground. The road cold and up, play. Use the light in a night or day. Speed kills when you're in a hurry. Hit the child and then I cry sorry. But if you decut the speed, nobody life wouldn't bleed. Walk, stop, beg and plead. Just cut the speed. Taxi, bus driver, bike man, whole order, Mark-X and Honda. We are FIFA, we are race, so stop. The sign it said, children crossing the speed on them. When they see a pedestrian crossing, just stop. Don't drive past them. Rotate the time and time for slow down. Cut the speed, let it up and grow.
Motorists, please look out for us when we're crossing the road.
We are in the technological age, and education transformation in Jamaica is conforming to the new requirements of this digital era. Let's look at a partnership between government and multilateral organizations to drive the digital transformation requirements of the education system.
Digitalization is essential for the Education Ministry and the education sector at large, enabling real-time data access to enhance student learning outcomes. The SDG Joint Program on Digital Transformation for Education, a collaborative initiative by UNICEF, UNESCO, the World Food Programme, WFP, and the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, with funding from the Joint SDG Fund, aims to harness technology to improve education management. Through tools like the Education Management Information System, EMIS, the program will streamline school administration, enhance decision-making, and provide vital support to teachers and students.
The objective of this joint program is to drive the digital transformation of the education system in Jamaica by prioritizing the digitalization of key processes in the education sector and promoting education digital solutions that will ultimately contribute to achieve better results. The initiative is aligned with the Ministry's need and strategic plans to help close the gap in education quality, student performance, teacher management, nutrition, and overall data management.
Benefiting more than 450,000 students over 3 years, the SDG Joint Program on Digital Transformation for Education will create a student-centered data management system, enhance the school feeding program, improve effective policymaking, monitoring, and evaluation, as well as strengthen data governance by ensuring digital solutions are integrated across the education system and related sectors for better student outcomes. This initiative directly supports Sustainable Development Goal 4, ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all.
The EMIS will allow us to monitor key educational indicators in real time. And with this system, the Central Ministry will be able to work with school leadership to more effectively bridge gaps, track student progress, and provide targeted interventions to those most in need.
The system will vastly improve the quality of education being offered to students here in Jamaica, as the system is data-driven. The system will therefore provide opportunities for us to be engaged with data at a much faster rate and also more data than we would have had in the past.
It also advances Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger, by ensuring that students receive balanced and nutritious meals, improving their overall well-being and ability to learn. The Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, are a global blueprint comprising 17 targets adopted by the United Nations to foster peace, prosperity, and a healthier planet by 2030. They address key challenges, including poverty, education, health, and climate action.
So with this EMIS system, it will definitely help to improve the way we feed our students and to ensure a balanced meal.
The SDG Joint Program on Digital Transformation for Education is already implemented in more than 250 schools. Phase 1 is assisting 20,000 teachers and will address challenges that need reliable and timely information.
So far, my school has been using the system to log attendance and also critical incidents. It has proven a very effective way to let the administrative body be aware of all the happenings within our classroom.
It is a game changer for modern education, especially in this digital era. The EMIS platform is flexible, it's user-friendly and easy to navigate.
EMIS is an innovative and easy-to-use platform from which you can pull data in real time and easily compare and contrast information efficiently and effectively.
The SDG Joint Program on Digital Transformation for Education will help the Education Ministry to implement policies that create a more inclusive, efficient, and resilient education system for Jamaica's children. This transformative project will ensure that every child has access to quality education, better nutrition, and the resources needed to succeed in a rapidly evolving world.
Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends right here for today. But please join us again tomorrow on this same station for more news, features, and information you can use to live, work, raise families, do business, and of course, retire in paradise. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Until next time, take care and walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.